Cool runnings today. What are you thinking, Dee?
Well, there's very little wind, and what wind there is at the moment at least is coming from the north. There is also tide going westerly till about 1:30, which makes it quite a nice, unusually helpful arrangement for lunch. So I was wondering either about going to Lymington or to Christchurch, or Keyhaven rather, and then on the way down I thought, no, let's go to Alum Bay, because it's rare that the sea state is kind enough to make an anchorage here decent for lunch. So that's my suggestion.
Alum Bay it is then. Yeah.
Alum Bay it is. So we'll do a bit of passage planning.
Coloured
Whoever
sand.
was telling us off last time, stop it, will you? We're old. We just like to go. We don't like this passage planning stuff. Anyway, we'll do it. And Andy, quite a nice day again.
The view for Andy, because he doesn't see this sort of thing very often. There you go, Andy. Got here early today. I had to bail that dinghy out myself.
It's getting to the point where I don't even want to go on my boat, because I know what will happen. He'll always get here 10 minutes early, which he did, bailed my dinghy out, thank you very much, and then make a thing of it all day long.
I'd love a friend that did that sort of thing for me. Love it. Look, I've just started to open this sail bag. Yeah. I mean, this is hideous. Absolutely hideous.
Right.
You know, I went to Alum Bay myself a couple of years ago, and a fairly big yacht with about 6 or 7 guys on it anchored far too close to me. There's only the 2 of us in the bay, and they went ashore and drifted on. The anchor drifted onto me. I was a bit upset.
Right, that might.
What you got?
Yeah, all right. I bought myself a treat. Don't make a big deal of it. It's just a little treat. Does this actually work? That's the thing's got to go in there, so it's been that way up, presumably.
I think that. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Let's try it. See where it. This I got the wrong size. Don't tell me.
No, they're stretchy.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
So then we get navionics up. Oh, giving all my secrets away here. Close my audio book. Oh, book it, wrong one. How's that boating? We'll get there. Oh,
Dude, it's going to take us hours. Come on.
There we go.
Enough tide to cut the corner, skipper.
Well, hopefully. We'll keep an eye on it. 3 metres.
Yeah. Look at that absolute
Look,
filth.
he's up to mischief, I can guarantee it. Look,
He complains about my lines
it's
and
the
my
tiniest bit, and yeah, I will be cleaning it over lunch. Look, it comes off very
You
easy.
wouldn't
It's
have
not
cleaned-
ingrained like his filthy
What have you
stuff.
got to say for yourself?
I've got to say, look, my warps are beautiful. Look at them.
Can I say this? That if I hadn't have picked up on that, you would not be cleaning that over lunch. No way. No wonder the flies are attracted to this vessel.
So, joking apart, do any of you have a great tip for algae? It's a common problem, isn't it? We both soak our halyards and sheets every year or 2 and then put them in the washing machine in a pillowcase. Dave does, Tom Cunliffe does that. But you get algae on the teak, you get algae, as you've just seen, a tiny bit, just very small bit, recently added to the base of my mast. So anybody got great tips for algae removal? Ping them on the comments.
He's going to call me a troublemaker for doing this, but I'm going to go hunting for some filth inside. There's bound to be something I can come up with.
just desperate to get back at me. Nitpicking the tiniest thing. It's pathetic, it really is. He won't tell you about the new lights I've fitted. He won't tell you about the new cockpit sole that we fitted to the tender. He might mention the starter cord, mind.
You should be ashamed of what I found down there. Embarrassed. I found absolutely nothing. It is immaculate. Who keeps their boat in such an immaculate state as that during the winter months as well?
Andy
it's
does.
Extraordinary. It's like an anal thing. So here's the plan. We're going to exit the Bewley River and hang a right, heading 235 degrees true. After about an hour we shall cut close to shore between Sconce Cardinal and Victoria Fort. Now the original Victoria Fort was very old and predates Victoria by some 300 years. It was known then as Sharpenode Bulwark and was built by Henry VIII in 1545. The current building is Victorian, built in the 1850s on the ruins and the footprint of the original. In World War II it was a training site for coastal gunners and had its own torpedo tubes to ward off any inquisitive German vessels. Today the 20-hectare site is part of a country park with a reptilarium and a planetarium and model railways and all sorts. The water off the fort shelves steeply so you can get in very close. As we enter Colwell Bay, be aware of rocks to port that cover and uncover. We hug the contour in order to stay safe. Colwell Bay is a popular beach with a most amazing fish restaurant called The Hut. You can anchor off and they will come and get you in a rib. It's well worth it. We then pass Totland Bay. We found a restaurant here too and we plan to visit when COVID restrictions allow. Finally around Heatherwood Point and into Alum Bay. You can get close in as you round the point, no real hazards except for lobster pots which are always plentiful in the area. Alum Bay, next to the Needles, is famous of course for its coloured sands created by oxidised iron compounds in the ground. There's a public chairlift down from the top. Now we think of the coloured sands at this bay, but interestingly it's also renowned for the purity of its white sand, which was once extracted for both glass and pottery manufacture. What many don't know is that in 1897 the radio genius Marconi moved here. He moved here to trial the first radio broadcasts. He built a huge 40-metre mast at the site, and by 1898 he'd managed to communicate as far away as Poole, just 15 to 20 miles. They received his transmission at the Haven Hotel in the very entrance to Poole Harbour. Anchoring here is very pleasant on decent conditions, particularly with an easterly breeze. Little or no swell in those conditions, otherwise it can be a bit uncomfortable.
Harbour and camouflage, you're seeing that.
Yeah,
It's delightful weather.
it's Caribbean-esque. Already.
Yeah. I just hate the fabric, that's why.
So 4 minutes on the noodles.
Yeah.
Chicken's been marinating in 5 spice overnight, Dee. You can hear him talking up there. What's he talking about?
Down below there's all kinds of decent smells wafting up. It's his turn to cook. I was a wee bit nervous, but he's told me the chicken has been marinated in what?
Chinese 5 spice.
And can you explain to our viewers why we got salami with...
I couldn't resist it. I love salami. I know it's not Chinese.
No, you didn't even let me finish the question. Why have we got salami with a stir-fry Chinese?
Because I love it.
Oh.
In it goes. Can't have a Chinese without chorizo.
Ah.
The noodles are cold, just to coat them in olive oil.
Yeah. Oh no, I've got to wash up that.
Yeah.
That's my best salad bowl you're using.
Yeah. Look what he's made me wear, gloves. Look, he made me wear these gloves. Right, do you like this? This is dark soy, dry sherry. Ooh. And stuff.
Have you been recording a bit this? Because Josh will be... I'll do this for Josh actually. Salami and chorizo for good measure. And we've got noodles. Did I miss anything?
Carrots, onions, garlic.
And
chilies.
Yeah, what's even worse is...
spring onions.
I've got nothing to wash it up with and he's using my stuff.
I'm using as much of the equipment and tools and implements as I can.
Yeah.
Cheers, pal.
Yeah, cheers. I'll pass that to you.
Oh, okay. You sure?
No, you're just being sneaky again. No, it's a very serious bit of kit. Don't dismiss it.
I'm not dismissing it.
You are.
I'm not dismissing it. He's bought a gadget. He doesn't really often buy gadgets, but he's bought 2 gadgets today. One we've seen, which is his phone holder. And I just saw this, and I'm actually fairly impressed. Look.
Yeah, you can be impressed because I didn't buy it. It's one of my wife's sewing tools.
A sewing tool?
Yeah.
What do you mean a sewing tool? How can you
She has 6-foot-long rulers or 5-foot-long rulers for her quilting, and you hold the ruler with that so you can hold it in place without moving fabric.
It's a sucker handle. So I guess you're thinking that this will stick onto the side of your hull while you're cleaning the boot line, and you can pull yourself round on your dinghy. Yeah,
basically I'm going to be like Spider-Man, but on a different plane. I'm going to be Spider-Man horizontally going along my boot line. He's moaning because when he hoisted the sail, he got covered in flies, and it is true. Once or twice a year.
Dave, I videoed it, and when I slapped the sail to make them fly away, they didn't fly away. They all fell onto me, onto my face. And one went.
How's your top sides, by the way? Talking about.
Oh, it's just brilliant.
Is it?
They're as good as the first day. As good as the day I did them.
Are they not scuffed where you hit that boat trying to come into your pontoon the other day? Is the top sides not scuffed? Tell them about that, because I think it's...
Didn't hit a boat.
You did. You told me you touched it. Which
we kissed fenders.
Yeah,
we kissed fenders.
Your reverse exaggeration means you probably whacked it.
No, but I'm in a new mooring berthing spot, and there's a little eddy there, and it just took me away from the pontoon as I was coming in on a flood tide, which is always a bit tricky the way I'm pointing. Yeah. And this little eddy just edged me towards my neighbour, but that's all.
No, it's not all. You connected. And I had to drag that out of you like a dentist pulling a reluctant tooth, didn't I? You actually hit the boat and you've not reported it. That's the truth. Look at his face. No, turn it round to yourself. Now, turn it round. Look at his... No. Turn it round and look at his face. He's lying.
You're a troublemaker, Oliver. Troublemaker.
Yeah.
We better say hello to a few people, haven't we?
Well, yeah, we've said the obligatory it's a lovely day, welcome to Andy, and I suppose you're by your fire.
Well, to note, we're looking east now, Dave, and if you look over there,
it's belting.
It's raining, and that means that Andy's just made it out to his boat. Good on you, Andy.
Yeah, well done. Come on out.
What about Gary? What do you reckon, Gary? Gary in Japan.
Yeah, well, Gary, I have to say, he did lunch. It was all right, but not a whiff of any fish, salmon.
He's in Japan. It's similar to what I made.
No, it's not at all similar to what you made, with chorizo from Spain, salami from Italy in a Chinese stir fry. Honestly, Gary, please, no, come on.
Salami in it.
You told me there was salami.
Chorizo.
No, you told me salami.
Oh, I meant chorizo.
Well, you're useless even more. What we need? I mean, that is double incompetence, isn't it? can't think it and can't speak it.
I'll be spat my tea out.
Yeah. No,
Mr. and Mrs. Acuity. Mr. and Mrs. Acuity going to have an early night tonight.
Oh yeah, a new episode.
So, just talking about Mr. and Mrs. Acuity.
Oh yeah. Is it vacuity or
Acuity?
Acuity, not accuracy.
No, that's not there now. I think it's the name of their channel. Anyway, every time this comes out, they have an early night and off they go. It's a strange thing because I wonder whether it's your droning, moaning voice that sends her to sleep. Let us know what it is that.
Yeah, it's my smile. Come on,
Dave. I need to tell you about someone.
Oh, come on.
Fat Tomo.
Fat Tomo.
Fat Tomo.
We're not allowed to say that anymore.
No, he's a nice chap, Fat Tomo. He came to the Bewley the other day and he saw Cool Runnings on a mooring.
Oh, good man. Yeah. Did he leave a message?
Yeah, he was a bit disappointed because he saw that your lifelines were open at the back.
That is poor.
And he thought that was sloppy.
That is sloppy. That means someone's been on board. Fat Tomo, did you come on?
Don't blame Fat Tomo.
Why?
Because you've only just heard of him and suddenly you're blaming him. You blame everybody for everything.
No, I've never had my my aft guardrails open. That means somebody's been on the boat. Have you been on the boat?
No, I didn't come on your boat.
When you crashed, in your pontoon, you slunk off on the mooring behind me, didn't you?
We need to say hello to Fiona in America and her husband.
Oh yeah, where's Fiona?
Fiona is in America and she used to sail around here and it reminds her of her home sailing days. So hello Fiona.
Fiona, where are you? Send us a clip, darling. We need to see where you're sailing. Be nice to sail in America. Let us know where you are. Chesapeake Bay, somewhere nice. Send us a pic.
Yeah, do that. There's a chap called, there's a channel called Just About Sailing. Everybody should watch Just About Sailing, right? He's a great guy, this chap.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of you because he's absolutely
brilliant,
terrible at DIY, shockingly bad at DIY, just like you. But he has a go.
Good.
And he does it, and he gets everything right. He's rebuilt his own rudder.
Oh.
With no experience of that sort of thing. Brilliant.
GRP or wood?
GRP rudder.
Oh, I might need your help.
Really impressive he is. So Just About Sailing, check that channel out. Sailing Celtic, or Sailing Celtic, he's in Ireland.
Well, that's odd, isn't it?
He gave a shout out.
I bet he didn't enjoy the rugby much last week, did he?
No, I did mention that to him. He likes your idea of a toasted sandwich, strangely enough.
Good man, yeah. Oh, I knew I liked that name. Yeah. How about, they do these star-shaped anchorages in the warm climes. We've been thinking if COVID is over this coming year, 2021, how about any of you subscribers or viewers that fancy it, we'll do a star anchorage in the Solent. We'll have to pick a helpfully benign day. But if you're up for it, let Dave know because he likes to know these things. We could do it on Cowes Fireworks Night if there is one next year.
Yep.
Just be fun to do something, wouldn't it?
That'd be good. Good idea, Dave.
Yeah.
There's one chap who's made quite a few comments over the years. His name's Jack Gates. He feels like he's my next best friend.
Yeah.
Jack, thanks, because Jack looks out for me.
Yeah.
I'll just read his latest comment. He said,
you're going to cry, aren't you? Cry home to mum or
something. He
something.
said, in June is looking very shippy, Dave.
Very what?
Shippy.
Ship shape. That on this channel?
Shippy.
Oh,
shippy.
Right, yeah. Get it?
He said, Mr. Oliver must be finding it hard to get picky when on board these days.
Not a chance, Alan. No, not Alan. Who is this?
At least I get Jack's name right.
Jack, yeah.
Alan. Best lunch so far. We've had 4.
Well,
cheese sandwich.
No, look. You keep demeaning it, and if you do that, I'll not cook again. That was a 5-cheese toastie. It was crispy. It was oozing with cheese inside and outside. And at the time, you might have changed your tune since, hoping to score some political points on this channel, but you loved it. You were gagging over it. It was so good. So that was number 1.
Then there was the halloumi and homemade bread and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was really good. You'll have seen that one. He makes the flatbread. He keeps going on about it. I think it's the only time he's ever done anything like it in his life. But anyway, yeah, we did have that. Then,
what did you do in Newtown then?
Yeah, we had cheddar and broccoli soup, didn't we, with some homemade bread.
Jill made that.
No, you tried that. And then what did we have for the main? I can't even remember. I don't recall, actually. Was it casserole? No, it can't have been.
It says it all if we can't remember what it was.
I do so much good stuff. What was it?
I can't remember.
We're not losing it, honestly. Onion.
I think there have been 4 good meals. I think we're eating better than if we went to a pub, frankly.
Certainly cost less.
That's true. Anyway, lots of comments.
Yeah, I really want to see pics from Japan and the States, and I really want to know any big differences sailing in the States. Was it Nikki? Who was in the States? You can't even remember that.
Fiona.
Anyway, Fiona. I know it began with N. I must say though, Fat Tomo, and I'm really sorry to use this name because I won't let my kids use it anymore.
There's nothing wrong with Tomo.
No, but anyway, let's not go there because that would be very un-PC. But what I can tell you, Fat Tomo, is that my guardrails were left undone and I didn't discover them until we were in the middle of the Solent. But guess who was tasked with tying on the tender and securing the aft guardrails? Yes, you're right.
So, Tomo, you're getting a feel of what it's like when you spot an error that he's made and somehow suddenly you're the one to blame. You dropped one! Seems he doesn't like wagtails. I feel like I'm wrapped up in a roll of baking foil.